good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're listening to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host Kieran Mack and thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video if you're watching us on YouTube and please do subscribe. We're also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music and a host of other podcast players. Now that that's all done, let's jump into today's show. Well, hello out there and welcome to the Thailand Pass and the Thailand Reopening Test and Go presentation. I've done this for people so that they can have a firm understanding of what's needed to enter Thailand at the moment. Now, this is an update from one that I did a few weeks ago because a lot of things have changed since then and we've got a lot more information. So definitely this should be worth watching for anyone who's considering coming to Thailand. Now, when I'm finished with going through all the rules and regulations for entering and all that, I will do a mock application on the Thailand Pass website itself, or as much as I can do, and we'll see how easy or hard it is for people to upload their documents and get everything done. Now, if anybody would like this presentation that I'm doing right now, I'll be sending out a newsletter on Wednesday evening. So if you'd like to get this, just sign up on the website www.thaiexpatdailyshow.com. Just enter, when you log into the website, you'll see the subscribe button. Just enter in your email address there and I'll send it out to anyone who subscribed on Wednesday evening. So that's just something handy to have so you can have it in print in front of you. So we'll jump into this quick presentation and hopefully it'll clear most questions that people have. But if there is any more, please do leave a message down below and I will try to answer as best I can. So how do you qualify? To qualify, you must be from a low-risk country or a country of economic value. Be resident of that low-risk country at least 21 days prior to travel. Thai and foreign residents are exempt from the 21 days. You must be fully vaccinated in accordance with the Ministry of Public Health and the World Health Organization. Travellers under the age of 12 are exempt from the vaccination requirement if they are accompanied by a parent or guardian. And children 12 and over must be fully vaccinated and are treated as adults. If they are not vaccinated, the family can apply and enter through the Sandbox scheme. So that's just a little bit of information for people with teenagers, because I know a lot of countries are not vaccinating their children yet, so it may exclude a lot of people. Now, the list of low-risk countries is there on the screen. A little bit small, but I couldn't make it any bigger without distorting it. They've added on about, I think, 14 or 15 more countries onto that list. So it's broadened out to 63 or so. But I'll leave that on the website as well if you want to pop over and have a look on it. Otherwise, you can get it on the Ministry for Foreign Affairs here in Thailand. Now, to enter Thailand, the pre-arrival documents that are needed. You need a copy of your passport and a visa, if necessary. Now that depends, you might want to get a tourist visa so you can stay 60 to 90 days, or you might want to get a special tourist visa, or you may be applying for a retirement visa. That's entirely up to you, but you can also enter under the visa exempt scheme as well. A certificate of vaccination that's fully vaccinated with an approved vaccine at least 14 days before travelling. Those previously infected within 3 months must have received one dose of an approved vaccine at least 14 days before travelling. An insurance policy with coverage no less than $50,000 US. This does not need to be a Thai policy, and I want to make that very clear. It also does not need to be for a COVID-only policy. A travel insurance policy covering COVID-related illness will be sufficient. So your regular travel insurance should be fine as long as it covers if you get infected with COVID and have to go into hospital. A confirmed payment for a one-night stay at an SHA Plus hotel and one RT-PCR test. You will be issued a code that you will use in the Thailand Pass application, and we'll go through that later on. You will need a medical certificate with an RT-PCR lab result indicating that COVID-19 is not detected, issued no more than 72 hours before travelling. And this does not need to be uploaded. You will show this at the airport to the airline staff. Now, to enter Thailand, applying for the Thailand Pass. Register for a Thailand Pass at the www.tp.consular.go.th website. Upload the required documents along with the valid visa or re-entry permit. We'll go through that again. And allow 3 to 5 working days for the approval process. Wait for the approval of the vaccine certificate and paid accommodation, including the RT-PCR test. Confirm the approval and receive a Thailand Pass QR code. Now, you may be able to get this in 1 or 2 days if you submit a QR code that is recognised by the Thai government and they've got the security key for. So it all depends on your country and what kind of QR codes they're using for the vaccination certificates. I'm not sure about the EU, but I'm pretty sure that one they probably have, so those might be approved quite quickly. Now, touchdown, arrival in Thailand. So touchdown, arrival in Thailand. Present the Thailand Pass QR code to the health control to carry out checks. Then proceed to the immigration procedures. You will be required to just present the Thailand Pass QR code and your passport. Clear immigration, customs and baggage claim and proceed out of the airport. Proceed to the hotel by the pre-arranged airport transfer. Distance from the airport must be within 2 hours. So a lot of people have asked me, can we go to Hua Hin? Unless you can really drive fast, I don't think you can, but you can go to Pattaya. Undergo the RT-PCR COVID-19 test at the reserved accommodation or the pre-arranged test centre. Children under the age of 6 just do a saliva test. Now at Phuket, for example, you'll do that at the airport for now. But if they start getting tens and thousands of people every day, it may be outsourced further. So we'll see what happens there. And download and install the More Chana application at the hotel. Now, welcome to Thailand. During your stay, stay at least 1 night in the SHA Plus hotel while waiting for the result of the RT-PCR test. You must stay in your room at all times. And you cannot have somebody visit you like your girlfriend or wife if they live in Thailand. Okay, they have to wait till the next day. The hospital partner must report the result within 6 hours. If testing negative for COVID-19, you will receive an antigen test kit for COVID-19 self-testing on day 6 or 7. You'll get an alert for the self-testing on day 6 or 7 through the More Chana app, and you have to record the result in this application. And then you are obliged to practice the DMHTTA, that's distancing, mask wearing, hand washing, temperature check, testing for COVID-19, and have the alert application on your phone at all times. Now, just a little bit about that last part. I've had a number of people ask me, do you have to wear a mask when you come to Thailand? And yes is the answer. And just so you know, when you sign up for the Thailand Pass, you are confirming that you will abide by all the regulations within the country and DMHTTA. So if you start breaking these rules, they can easily revoke your Thailand Pass. And that's just to give people some information about it. They're quite serious about this over here. And a lot of people will know you really don't take your mask off when you go outside. Now, another thing is if you test positive for COVID, they will then either put you into a hospital, which is basically a hotel that they kind of makeshift into a hospital where you just stay there until you test negative. Or if you have symptoms, you'll be sent to a hospital and that'll be on your insurance expense. So once all that's done, you're free to go anywhere in Thailand or leave Thailand to other countries. However, travellers are advised to follow the guidelines and measures announced by the respective province, country of their destination. So within Thailand, always remember, each province seems to have its own set of rules and regulations. It would be great if things were standardised across the country, but currently they're not. A great source that I have found for finding out what are the regulations for the province that you go to, or at least that you're flying to, is check out Nok Air. They have a lovely little infographic done and it'll tell you what you need if you're flying to whatever airport in Thailand. It's very, very handy. And actually, I'll leave a link for that down below in the description as well, because I think it's very, very good. I haven't seen AirAsia doing it. Nok Air, the only one, have been doing it, and it comes in very, very handy when you're trying to figure out what you need before you go to whatever province or city you fly to. So moving on, welcome to the Thailand Pass. This is it, www.tp.consular.go.th. Now, it's a fairly simple website. Down here you have a Q&A from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs if you have any questions that you need answered. They actually have a lot of questions listed there. And then you have this section is for Thai nationals to fill out if they're traveling in. And this section here is for us, non-Thai nationals. So if we click on that, you get asked what language. They only have it in English at the moment, so fair enough. We'll hit enter. Okay. Now next what you're faced with is choose the right plan. Which one is right for you? Are you the test and go exemption from quarantine, the sandbox program, and the alternative quarantine. It pretty much lists what you need for each and how do you qualify for each. So we're going to go down here and click select this one, which will be the test and go, the exemption from quarantine. Okay, now this here, the next page is just the rules and regulations that you're signing up to, and you have to acknowledge that you are accepting them, and then you click confirm. If you don't, well, you won't be able to do the Thailand Pass. So the first part is to register some basic details. So what is the purpose of your arrival? Travel, business, education, healthcare, or other. So we're going on holiday, so we're going to say travel. Now, what country are we coming from? Let's say for all intents and purposes today we're flying out of the United Kingdom, okay? Now, what is the first arrival port in Thailand? In other words, where are we traveling to? We're going to, let's say, Phuket International Airport. Okay, what's our arrival date? They say you have to do this a minimum of 7 days before you fly, but it doesn't say what the maximum amount of time is. But for this example, we'll just say we're coming next week on the 10th of November. How long are we going to stay for? We'll say 21 nights, okay? And are you part of a tour group? Yes or no? Most of us will not be. And a first time visit? I don't think it really matters what you put in there. Okay, and then we're going to click register. And again, we're confirming that we accept the terms and conditions. Now, we have a 4-step process next. We have to fill out our personal information, our vaccination information, our contact and accommodation information, and then our insurance information. So the first one is your personal information. Are you a Mr., a Miss, whatever it may be? So I'm going to be a Mr. today. And your given name. So let's say I am John. Okay. I was never given a middle name, and my last name is Doe. Okay, and where am I from? Well, since I'm traveling from the UK, let's say that I am British. Okay, so you'll select British and the nationality, and then your date of birth. Okay, you just click on this up here at the top and find your year first. Okay, now just let's say 1980. Okay, and we were born on February 1st. Okay, fair enough. So that's your date of birth in there. Your email, whatever it may be, John Doe at gmail.com. Okay. John Doe, guys, John Doe. And we have to confirm it again. John Doe at gmail.com. Okay. And what is your occupation? Let's just say we're retired, or we can write in none of your business. Okay, next up, guys. Type of passport. So we have a list of all the different ones you have here. Most of us, guys, us mere mortals, have a ordinary passport. Okay, put your passport number in here, whatever it may be. Let's just say AB 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, that's your passport number. Now the next part, you have to browse. So let me explain first. Your file can only be a JPEG, a JPEG, or a PNG file. They do not accept PDFs, and it has to be a maximum of 2 megabytes. So the best way to do this is, there's a couple of methods. The first one is to get someone to scan your passport front page. Okay, you just need that front page there as shown in the picture. Okay, and then upload it onto your computer. Another way, if you did happen to have it in PDF on your computer, there's an online program that will convert PDF to JPEG. Okay, that's another way, but you need to get it. Also, you could probably take a picture of it with your phone. Now that's another idea. Okay, just make sure when your passport is flat, it's maybe on a white background, something like this. Okay, guys. So what you do is you'll browse then the files and we'll upload it. Okay, we have uploaded it. Sorry there, I uploaded my personal passport, so we're not putting that out on the web. Okay, so now it says my passport JPEG has been uploaded. And then the next thing is we'll hit next. Now, if you have information on dependent children under 12, if you have children under 12, okay, you can add them on this section. Okay, you can add them on this section here, but we're going as a single traveler today. Okay, so next we hit next. Now it wants to know about our vaccination. So you can click this if you recover from COVID within a COVID infection within 1 year, but let's just say we're not that person and we want to upload our various vaccination certificates. So the first question it wants to know is name of COVID-19 vaccine, your first dose that you had. So we'll just say it was AstraZeneca and I had my first dose on the 1st of July. Okay, guys, like that. Okay, so you just select what you want. Then it wants you to upload your vaccine certificate. Okay, so I'll upload mine onto this system. Okay, once you've uploaded your file, again, it must be JPEG or PNG. Okay, guys, that's the basis of it. Now, the next part is they want here a QR code of the vaccination if you have one. So if you have a QR code, okay, you can upload that QR code through the browse, drop the file in again, and I obviously will do that in a second. Okay, so I've dropped my file in there. So you see the QR code JPEG now has been uploaded here. Okay, so we have my vaccination certificate for my first and second. Now, the funny thing is they ask you for the vaccination second dose, okay, which, by the way, is the exact same documents that you're going to upload for a second time. I don't know why they do it like this. So we'll just say I got my second vaccination on the 23rd of September, and you will upload, as you can see here and here, the exact same certificate as you uploaded in the first one, because nobody has a certificate for first and second dose. So it's just the same certificate you upload onto that. Okay, they are both uploaded. You can see there that the cert has been correctly saying that's the right, it all fits in. Okay, we're not adding anything else. I hereby consent Thailand Pass to collect and keep my vaccination record for the period of 1 year effective from the date of my last vaccination dosage. So they're keeping this in their records. The reason that this happens is actually if you reapply again, you can actually don't need to upload as much documents apparently. So we'll see how that. So I'm going to click OK with that. Okay, next. Now this is about your contact and accommodation. Now, what kind of booking have you got? An SH Plus, alternative quarantine, organization quarantine, whatever. Most of us guys are going to go with the SHA Plus, so we're just going to tick that, okay? Your booking ID. Now, this booking ID you are going to get from the hotel because you will have paid for 1 night's accommodation and an RT-PCR test, okay? So you need to get that from the hotel. They'll send you the number, so we're just going to say in this case it's 1 2 3 4 5 6, and the accommodation hotel, let's say the Phuket hotel. The Phuket hotel is the name of it, okay, and it's in 111 Phuket town. Okay, make sure everything looks lovely. Okay, there we go. What province is it in? Well, it's in Phuket. We select Phuket. Okay, when are you staying from? So we're only going for the 1 night because we just need to, get our 1 night accommodation. So you notice when you open it, it immediately goes to the date that you're arriving on. So that's handy enough. You just click that. And when are we checking out? We'll be hopefully checking out the next day and going on to something a lot more luxurious, let's say. Next, you put in your flight number. So it'll be flight number 1234. Okay, and this one here now, document of booking accommodation. So when you book, they're going to send you that booking number and they're going to send you a file. Okay, now again it says JPEG, PNG or whatever. Now hopefully they will send you that, okay, in that format. I'm worried that a lot of these will send PDFs, but you just convert it online. Google JPEG PDF converter, or sorry, PDF JPEG converter, and it'll do it automatically online for you in a second. Okay, you'll have the file there, no problem. All right, so you'll upload that document to here. Okay, we've uploaded. Now I actually haven't got one, so I've just used some file I have on my computer. My permanent address when I'm away, 121 London. Okay, that's my address in London, and my mobile number is 12345667. Okay, we have an emergency contact, Gildo. All right, no, Jane Doe, of course. All right, she'll be our emergency contact, and she'll be 12345778. That'll be her phone number, and we'll click next. Okay. Now, that brings us on to the final part, your medical insurance policy. So you will obviously have a medical insurance number. Okay, so you're going to put that in there. So we'll just say it's something silly like that. Okay, with a few letters thrown in. Okay, enter your policy number in the top. Does it meet the minimum medical coverage of $50,000? Well, if you don't write yes, I think you're going to be rejected. So yes. And insurance covers the total duration of your stay in Thailand. So yes. Effective date, when does it start? And let's say it starts on the 10th. That's the day we're obviously leaving. Okay. And then you will upload your document there. Okay. And this part here, you'll upload your document here, which will be your insurance policy. So you'll get that from your broker or whoever it may be. They'll have it for you. Okay. So you just get that there and you'll upload it. Okay, so we've uploaded it there. Okay, again, it must be in PNG JPEG. The problem is a lot of a lot of these policies will be all PDFs, so you're gonna just have to find a free converter. Guys, I'll leave a link down below in the description for a free converter for people, just so they have it there on hand. Okay, and then finally you need to go other countries within the last 14 days before arrival. You can add more if you want. Okay, where did you go to? But we didn't go anywhere because we've stayed in the UK all along. Funnily enough, it says 14 days, but it's meant to be 21. But I don't know, maybe that's a mistake by then. But we haven't left the UK in 2 years, so we're ready for our holiday now. And then, guys, you'll hit submit. I'm not going to hit submit because my application is completely rubbish. But you'll get basically a confirmation of all the information that you've submitted. And then you'll more than likely get a confirmation email to say it's been submitted. And then you wait till they send back your approval and your QR code from the Thailand Pass. And that's basically it. It's not terribly complicated. This website is quite easy to use. It's not, as long as you have all your documents on your computer, you should be fine. Guys, by the way, I tried to do this on a mobile phone and it just doesn't work properly. I have an iPhone 10 and it didn't show the list of countries that I was coming from many times. So I just skip all that now. I just do it on a PC, upload your documents in JPEG or PNG form. And as you can see from this, I flew through it. I mean, we're doing this online. I'm doing this, on the fly for you guys. And it worked out perfectly. There was no problems with it at all. So yeah, hopefully that will be of help to anybody who's thinking of coming to Thailand. Now guys, as I said before, bit of advice. If you don't have to come in the next couple of weeks, skip it. Come December. This will need some time to get going, for them to get the swing of things, and you don't want to be coming into entering a country on something new when not everybody is up to par and how it works, including hotels and everything. Guys, they're all still haven't got the information for a lot of this. There's a new system. They used to have what was called the Shaba system for the hotel booking authorization or authentication. That's been scrapped. They have a new one coming out called COSTE. I don't even know what it is. It's some kind of an app and it's linked to their hotel reservation system, all kinds of stuff, but it seems too complicated for what you need it to be. But anyway, yeah, this is the Thailand Pass. As I said, if you want the presentation that I did in an email format sent directly to your inbox, pop on to my website, www.thaiexpatdailyshow.com. Link is down below in the description as always. And just sign up for the newsletter. And I'll send that out on Wednesday evening to everyone, and then you have a copy of it in your inbox so you can flick through, and I'll add maybe some question and answers from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as well. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful for everybody, and we'll see you all again tomorrow morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're listening to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host, Kieran Mack, and thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video if you're watching us on YouTube, and please do subscribe. We're also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and a host of other podcast players. Now that that's all done, let's jump into today's show.